Hey guys, we're trying something new here. Out of necessity and boredom during quarantine, decided to try teaching my 8th grade history students about historical events in a little bit different fashion. So I'm going to try to combine my love of old toys with the toys of a 3-year-old that is presently running around my house to tell events in American history. So I call this Toying with History. This is my first go at it, so hopefully you enjoy it, and don't be too harsh. I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but we're going to give it a shot. So this is Toying with History, Yorktown, the final battle of the Revolutionary War. The beginning of the endgame of the Revolutionary War started in the spring and summer of 1781, when British General Lord Charles Cornwallis brought his forces north out of Carolina into Virginia in hopes of joining up with Sir Henry Clinton and the Northern Army. He made it as far as Yorktown. Why? Why did I let Greene and Morgan get to me? Why did I burn all of my supplies? It's like there's this dark side in me that I can't control. Where's my aide? You summoned Lord Cornwallis? Yes, you, my top aide. You have one job, and one job alone, and that is to make sure I don't lose my temper. Can you not handle that? Meanwhile, in the north, American General George Washington and his Continental forces were locked in a stalemate with British General Sir Henry Clinton and his British command in and around New York City. Hearing news of Cornwallis's stop in Yorktown, Washington saw an opportunity to strike the enemy. He slipped out of view from Clinton without the British noticing, joined forces with French Commander Rochambeau, and together they made the long trek from New York to the gates of Yorktown, Virginia. General Washington, sir. Ah, yes, Marquis de Beaufort. That's Lafayette, sir. Yes, whatever. Continue. Sir, I must admit I'm very distracted by the large horse you've chosen to ride into battle, and the fact that it's missing a tail. It's as if someone has taken the most valuable parts and sold them to buy shoes. Never mind the horse, Boba Fett. What can you tell me? Yes, sir. It's like you're a Skywalker up there. On with the troop placements. Sir, our troop placements are sound. My troops have moved into the south, yours to the west, and we're awaiting French ground troops to the north, sir. With American ground forces under Lafayette and Washington in position, the final piece of the land part of the siege came as General Rochambeau arrived with his French ground troops. Rochambeau, I'll be there on the dump. Sir, the orders, please. I like that song. We understand, sir. Just tell us what to do. We, the French ground troops, are controlling the northern part of the city to block any escape by Cornwallis. Head count, please. We're missing somebody. Who is it? It's Rubble, sir. Why is he not here? Sir, Rubble is an English bulldog. It would be highly inappropriate for him to surround and potentially destroy the British Army. I suppose. As you were. Paw Patrol. Boba Fett. Sir, that's Rochambeau and Lafayette. Yes, I'll get it right eventually. Are we set on the ground? Yes, sir. We have them surrounded by land. Perhaps we should pursue an all-out frontal assault. No, sir. I think you're better to stage a siege. Perhaps. Any word from de Grasse? No, sir. We've heard nothing from the French Navy to this point. With land routes closed to Cornwallis, his only way out of Yorktown was potentially a sea rescue by Sir Henry Clinton and his forces from New York. But with the ever-tightening grip of Admiral de Grasse and the French Navy, that seemed less and less likely. Narrator timeout. Why is the French Navy an ice cream cart? Well, the reason for that is, throughout history, the French have been subjected to many jokes about their military. Some are fair, some are not fair. However, it is the purpose of this video to present the French in such a manner that no one could dislike them. I mean, Who could honestly dislike an ice cream cart?
Sir Henry Clinton, sir, are you not able to speak or write English? What do you not understand? I am about to lose my force. Sir Charles Cornwallis. Meanwhile, up north, Sir, our siege lines have closed in on the British to the point where they have but one remaining defensive line. Do you have anyone in mind to lead a final assault? Yes, I do. Get me young Alexander Hamilton. Alexander, you know I view you as more than just a soldier. I view you as my own son. And throughout this war, I know you've waited for your moment of glory to prove yourself. And that day is at hand. As a young lion of this republic, I bestow upon you the honor of taking down the final defensive position around Yorktown. Can you lead that charge for me, Alexander? It is finished. There is nothing more I can do. Clinton is not coming. The only thing left is to surrender my sword. The fight is over. The war is over. It's time to go home.
General Washington, I have come at the command of Lord Charles Cornwallis to lay down his sword in his southern British army. Well, that's great, but before we get to the business of that, he sent you? Greedo? Of all the people in history, he sends you, Greedo. Yes, sir. I mean, you're barely known outside of hardcore fans of the original trilogy, and those that do know you probably don't like you. Yes, sir. Han shot first. There just had to be someone other than you. But I cannot accept this sword. You are a lesser ranking officer. Let me find you someone who is less heroic, American, and dashing than myself. And with that, the war was effectively over. Clinton had never arrived from New York, though he set sail the day of the surrender. The war would drag on while treaties were negotiated and word spread, but this was it. Cornwallis's surrender at Yorktown was the day Washington had been waiting for, the final battle of the Revolutionary War and beginning of a new chapter in American independence.